Well, I'm here now. Relocation. When I say relocation, it's actually repatriation. Or some people kind it as migration. I don't see it as migration because I'm an African. I can't migrate to where I'm originally from. Then again, I'm not a bird. I think it's only birds that migrate when the seasons change. So it's.
Granny used to tell me all the time, sparks when faith and preparation combine. The road been right here all this time, but you gotta look with more than your eyes. And the small axe Jesse Ryle representing for IjahStars mindset, rich forever.
Truck driver, them Hoopman driver, Yango, Shaxi, Bolt. Right? And do some little talking. And this is the segment known as the Shaka Box. And this is where we bring you the latest in reggae, dancehall and African music, man. And today, we have a special guest all the way from Jamaica. This is a brethren I've come to know for some time now, exposing the music of Jamaica to the world, and also promoted a whole heap of artists from Jamaica and even beyond. He's been to Ghana a number of times, my brethren. And if you are in the reggae fraternity, man, you must know IjahStars. IjahStars is sitting right in front of me, my brother, my sister. And those of you who truly want information, it's time now for information. Join us on Facebook Live. Oh gosh, this is 92.7 in Livingston area. And my name is certainly Blakk Rasta. IjahStars, how are you doing, my brother? Everything good with you?
Blessed Lord Blakk Rasta.
Oh my God, have mercy. I'm happy to have you, man. Oh my God. Thanks so much for honoring the invitation.
It's great to be here. It is a
Boko. Alright, IjahStars. I mean, you're from Jamaica, right? Which parish of Jamaica are you from?
I'm from St. Andrew, the capital. There's a place I'm in St. Andrew called Alderstone. And it's a very important place in Jamaica in terms of the culture and Rastafari. Alderstone play a very vital role, as we know one of our famous brother, Sizzla Kalonji, is from Alderstone.
Doing Stevenson, right?
From Alderstone. Itana is also from Alderstone. Azalineage, which is young and upcoming, is also from Alderstone. So that's where I'm from, and I'm from a place in Alderstone called Bedwood Garden, which is across the river, So I'm not from the ghetto. I'm from the
uptown.
Well, not uptown, riverside, Ghetto is an understatement, really. So I'm from the riverbed.
What? IjahStars is my guest right here in the studio, and we're doing some talking. Now, how important is Augustown to Jamaica?
Alderstone is very important because where Alderstone is situated in St. Andrew, it's right next to the University of the West Indies. And we have people traveling to the West to the university from all over the world. And sometimes they find themselves in Alderstone, residing there and going to the courses. So Alderstone is a very important place in Jamaica.
Alderstone is a very important place in Jamaica. This is IjahStars, and we're talking. Alright, I mean, a lot of Ghanaians know you as a vlogger. Somebody who brings Jamaican music news to the forefront.
Yeah.
Is that how you want to be known?
I'm more than a blogger. I don't class myself as a blogger, to be honest. I would class myself more influencer than anything else. But as I say, I'm more than a blogger. I'm a plumber by trade.
Oh, wow.
I'm qualified in plumbing engineering at the ISO. I went to college in the UK. That is where I get my qualification from as a plumber.
Interesting.
Now I work in, I don't know if I should mention.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you
Well,
can.
I work with the local government in UK.
Oh, so you make some good money.
Oh, Charlie. I don't know if it's good or it's bad, but it's okay. You know, I receive something monthly to look after my family and myself. So
When did you decide to leave Jamaica?
I left Jamaica at a very young age. I was still in my teens at the time. I don't think I was 16. I probably was about 15 and a half, going 16 at the time. So my mom migrated to the UK, and in return, you know, after spending a couple of years there, she filed for me.
Wow.
I now reside there, and I'm looking to make a transition from the UK into my place of birth, which is Africa, and you know, Ghana. I think is where my what do you call it now? Ancestral lineage is from, because I can hear inkiti kakakaka.
Wow.
You know, so
Wow.
I know, you know, this is my home, and this is where my lineage is from.
We will be very happy to have you, come be with us here, because this is your home, as you know. But let me go into your upbringing in Jamaica. What was it like?
My upbringing was very good. You know, I grew up with both my parents in the same home. They were both married, and I grew up with a next brother, which is the younger from myself. And he was murdered a couple years ago.
Murdered?
Yes.
Murdered?
Murdered.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, so you are the senior,
I am, yes.
and your younger brother was murdered?
Yes.
Wow. What happened?
Well, a series of things that I don't know the full scope of what really happened, because you know, when you're outside of an environment and you know, you hear a lot of things. You will hear things close to what actually took place, and you won't probably get accurate information of what took place. But he was a good young man. I won't say he was a saint, but from growing up with him, he was a very talented young man. He was very good, and you know, he always wanted good for others. So you know, to see his life cut so short, it was a big.
What was he talented in?
Well, he was a footballer.
Mm.
You know, he actually created history, playing schoolboy football for the school that we used to. So,
Was he involved in a gang, or was he being robbed or something like that?
yes, you know, Jamaica, certain place, you know, can be volatile,
Mm.
and I guess he was involved in certain aspect of that side of life, you know. So, you know, when you're involved in that side of life, anything can play.
That's right.
And you know, as family members, you know, we sometimes you can't really prepare yourself for such art. But you know, when you know that you know, an individual might be involved in certain things, that you know, you can look out for, you know, something like that. But it's never something that we anticipate.
I'm going to ask you the last question about your brother. You'll move away from that aspect because I know how you would feel talking about your brethren. I mean, in absentia, you know. Do you think that your brother was a murderer too? Was he a killer? I mean, with the gang? Did he ever tell you that he was a member of a gang?
No, he never told me that he was a member of a gang. I don't know if he was a murderer. I couldn't, say yes or no, because, his life that he tried was his life, his journey was his journey. I wasn't there with him 24/7, but they say birds of a feather flock together. So I guess, when you're seen with people who is of that nature, and you associate yourself with them, people will tag you with it's like a stigma in a sense.
2 days ago, it was exactly 30 years since Dex man was killed in Jamaica, and his big brother, Papa San, was called by the Jamaican Star so he could say some things about his brother, and he declined the interview. He said, yes, we have moved on in life, but it doesn't mean we have forgotten what happened to us. So I'm going to take a cue from that, and I'm not going to ask you any more questions about your brother, because we all have our people in our family who we lost somewhere along the journey. But probably the very last one, do you miss him sometimes?
I miss him all the time because he was someone who I look after. As a young brother, and sometime in return, him growing up, he would do the same because we're not much apart in age. I think I was about 2 years older than him, so I do miss him. I miss him all the time. I've got children, and sometimes I feel a way that they don't get the chance to experience having an uncle, and I know the type of individual he is. I remember when my first daughter, my oldest daughter, was born, and he was so loving and kind, and she loved him. So he was a good virgin, and I missed him, and hopefully, in the next life, if there is, I will get to share a moment with him.
All right. So, I mean, yes, for real. You are based in England, where you plot your trade, and you're looking forward to moving on to Ghana.
Yes.
Where is this inspiration from?
Well, as I said, Ghana, Africa, is a big part of my life. I'm a Rastafari, first and foremost. I'm also a Pan-Africanist, and the whole vibe of Africa, that's where it's stemming from. The relationship with Rastafari and the Pan-African movement. It was always something that point us to Africa. Marcus Garvey is seen as the godfather of Pan-Africanism.
Right.
And one of his slogans was, Africa for the African.
Yes. Yes.
Born and born. So, I being an African born in the diaspora, it's always imperative for myself to know my roots, because Jamaica is not my roots. I was taken there.
Right.
Legally, some of us, and some were sold and brought here. So,
right.
Jamaica is not for me, and Africa is where I need to return, because this is the route. Before I came to Ghana, I was here January, and now I'm here at the end. December. But before I came here, I always feel something within my spirit calling me home. I have a number of vision.
Wow.
Seeing myself here in Africa, not specifically here in Ghana, but a lot of vision, number of visions, seeing myself here.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know that I always want to come to Africa.
You always wanted to come to Africa, not necessarily Ghana. How did you find yourself in Ghana?
Well, how I find myself in Ghana, Ghana is the gateway, as we've been told over the years. And you know, I love the color, red, gold, and green. Black 5-pointed star, which I think have a lot to do with Marcus Garvey again.
Right.
I think of our past president, Kwame Nkrumah, is who initiated the Black Star.
Exactly. Right.
Into the red, gold, and green.
For real.
And that was something that Marcus Garvey envisioned.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I find myself in Africa, you know, being a Pan-Africanist and knowing that I have to return no matter what, you know, not even the biggest battleships that is in the West could ever stop me from returning home.
Interesting. So, I mean, doing blogging and, you know, talking about reggae music and Rastafari and all that, how did that interest come to a plumber?
Oh, very interesting. I remember when I just left college and I wanted to get into the plumbing field, employment, and I had my first job, which was with a major company at the time in London. And I remember going into a supplier to get some stuff that I needed to do a job. And when I went in there, I was having a little issue. I was very new to the system that was being used. And a brethren who worked for the same company introduced himself and started to show me, give me a bit of help basically. And from that day on, we became very good friends. He decided that he wanted to start a radio station, and I volunteered to be one of the DJs at the time, because I like playing music, I like listening to music. So from there, we started the radio station. Not only to play music, but I wanted to do something interesting. And as a young man growing up, I grew up listening Musa Baruka, and he had a very interesting talk program, which is still running today, which is the Cutting Edge. So Musa was a big inspiration for me, and also Winford Williams from the Unspeared. So I thought to myself, I'm going to kind of fuse those two programs together and create a program of myself called the Mindset Program. And I started doing the Mindset Program, I think from 2014 and a Wednesday evening from 7 to 10. And from then, this is where I am now, speaking with my good brother, Rasta.
Interesting. Thank you so much, IjahStars. And we have been picking inspiration from you too from afar. Sometimes I mean watch your channel and I am like, whoa, this is good information enough for me to put on radio. And we get some good information out there. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. Now, I am going to ask you this. You are going to relocate to Ghana. Do you know how soon?
Well, I'm here now. Relocation, when I say relocation, it's actually repatriation. Some people kind it as migration. I don't see it as migration because I'm an African. I can't migrate to where I'm originally from. Then again, I'm not a bird. I think it's only birds that migrate when the seasons change. So it's a process, and it's not an overnight process, and it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of finance to relocate. One thing I would say, being someone who is from the diaspora now looking to return home, I think that because we were taken out illegally, some of us, I think that better preparation or better way to aid us in the diaspora coming home to make that transition. I think better things need to put in place here in Africa, not just Ghana, but Ghana can start. I think the year of return was a good initiative from the current president, and I think going forward, if we do more things like that and make land, I think land is very important for us as ones who are coming from the diaspora. Someone was having a conversation with myself earlier, I think last week, and he was telling me about land is important, land is power, and it's where you also know your ancestry lineage. If you come to Ghana and you don't know if you are Ewe, Fanti, or Ashanti, land is very difficult to come by. So you have to fork out a lot of money to aid yourself in land. So I think that is something that need to address, because why it need to address? We who are coming from the diaspora, we come with finance. We don't just come with our bare hands. We come with finance, and we come with intelligence, we come with skills, and we come with craft. So I think that needs to be taken into consideration. Because when we say finance, we're talking about English pound, and I know how people love English pound, and I know how people love US dollars. So,
right.
We're coming and we're contributing. So I think necessary provision need to make for us also coming from the diaspora.
Certainly the year of return had a lot of problems and setbacks, and we thought that historians like us should have been involved more seriously so that we could look at the year of return as not, in fact, a financial kind of gain, a commercial kind of thing, and an economic kind of thing, where our brethren and sisters are returning home and we see them as people who are just coming to do business and to invest in our country, when we should rather see it as, our country as in, it's your country, it's my country, and you're returning to your ancestors. The ancestors are calling. You are not coming here as an investor. You are not coming here as a migrant. You are coming here as a brother who left either by force or by force. And is home right now. I believe that with the coming years we are going to be able to do it better, so that our brethren and sisters coming from the diaspora will feel more welcome. I don't see why you have to be aligned to any particular ethnic group before you, get a piece of land here. It doesn't make sense. This is silly. In fact, and we have talked about this over and over. For instance, a lot of Jamaican people come in here and all they say is we are chanting, because Ashanti is all they know. They do not know about the other 100 ethnic groups that we have in the country. And when some of them have the opportunity to travel up north, they say, I feel like I rather come from this part. I can say that for Jimmy Cliff, who was here and got to the northern part, and he said, it looks like my life is more like the people from this area and all that. And when you check the history, you realize that, in fact, a lot of our people, Jamaican people and people from the Caribbean, came from the northern part of this region. And not necessarily from the Ashanti. Some, yes, but a lot more came from the north. And the history would show you when you get a little deeper into it. I don't want this to be a history class. We were going to leave it, and it's IjahStars Day. Unfortunately, we have to wind up now. But reggae music.
Yes.
You've been talking about reggae music on your channel and so on and so forth. How do you find Ghana reggae?
I find Ghana reggae very powerful. You have some very key players here, like yourself, Osajifo, I1. There's a few others that that are
Right.
real reggae artists and is doing a lot for reggae in Ghana. But from I was out in the diaspora, I always say that African reggae is a very powerful tool. It have a very powerful message.
Right.
I think because what we've gone through in the West is a little bit different from what are happening here on the continent. So it's all the same very powerful. I find it very, very interesting, very smooth. I can't pronounce the word, but very smooth, soothing to the soul.
Right. Powerful. Now I realized that there was a time you wanted to put up a concert, a charity concert. True?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did a virtual charity concert online for the deaf and the blind, deaf and blind school in Cape Coast. I did that, I think, in 2018. I had King Legacy on here as a DJ. I had Gunny Dread as an artist. I had Lose and Fire, Perfect Gidimani. Just to name a few. But it was very good. It was very, very powerful.
Is there going to be a repetition of this time around, not virtual, but maybe live?
I'm in talks with a few brethren to make it possible. It won't be possible, obviously, for this year, but in the coming future, hopefully next year, we can make it happen.
For real. IjahStars, I want to say thank you so much for talking to us. We appreciate you. Run out of time, but if you have any other thing you want to add, please, you can do that now.
Yes, I just wanted to add that we also did some charity work recently in the month, donating some clothes to the Osu
Children's Home.
And it was very received. It was very well received.
Wow.
Yeah, so
thank you.
I'm grateful to do that. I'm happy that I can come here and share. I'm not a selfish person. And I'm happy that Ghana accepted me as a son, and as a brother, father.
Thank you so much, IjahStars, for talking to us. We appreciate you that you're able to make it into the studios for us to have a chat. Thank you so much.